I remember 20 years ago, after joining the military, and after flying on a real airplane, I was staying in the dorms with a friend after we passed basic training. My roommate decided to order pizza. I didn't think this was no big deal, didn't think anything of it. And then a few minutes later, there was a knock at the door, and there was pizzas. My jaw dropped. They delivered food to your door? I couldn't believe it. I would never be hungry again. For the next several days, I ordered pizzas like they were going crazy. And then I realized the hunger will only last as long as my checking account. That's when I learned about ramen noodles. I have grew not only in knowledge, but as a person since my barefoot and naive days outside the hills of Pennsylvania. I grew up as the youngest of four, living far away from any general store. Growing up as the youngest of four meant I would spend much of my time alone, exploring the countryside because I was the youngest by 5 years. And exploring the rusty vehicles on my grandpa's property. To say he had a junkyard was not quite accurate. He just never threw anything away, and he had every vehicle he had, all 60 of them, rusting outside. They were fun to explore as a child. I learned from an early age my imagination was my best friend, and I could do anything with him by my side. I had a good life. We didn't have much, but in reality, I had everything I needed. Good values and a family who loved me. Soon I grew up to be a teenager and decided to join the military and serve my country as my stepfather did when he was in the Navy during World War II. Not knowing how to swim, I joined the Air Force. Soon I was on a plane flying to a new life far away from the only life I knew, and I realized at that time, after joining basic training, I really never knew how to make a bed or fold my underwear correctly. I got yelled at a lot, but soon I began my career as a military policeman in the Air Force. My assignment was in a land our forefathers came from, England. I made great friends and realized I was a very talkative and had a tremendous amount of courage after consuming gargantuan amounts of alcohol. I traveled all over the world and grew up maturing little more with each assignment. I learned how to be a leader, not a follower. As George S. Patton said, lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way. Near the end of my career, I met my beautiful wife, and we were wed. Life changed greatly after this. My wife became my priority, and I grew not only as a person, but a husband, and eventually a father. Being a husband has taught me that I never know or never knew how to dress myself. And the love I feel for my wife is indescribably not like nothing I ever felt throughout my many years of living. Soon after being married, I became a father, and a different feeling of commitment and love would shape me into not only a provider, but a dad. Understanding how the pieces of life's puzzle come together to form the person I am today is impossible. But one thing I know, every person must have a center to maintain their sanity in life's twists and turns and the way it shapes our soul. It took me a long time to learn what my center was, and even though I fought it, I know it's God who linked me and my family together with strength. Throughout the years, I have fought to take control of my life instead of sinking back and releasing control to God, as He knew what I needed and would make sure I was in the proper place at the proper time. All my trials throughout life forced me into a cocoon a lone wolf mentality, which I am slowly breaking away from with the support of my family and the good word. I have told you where I come from in the Reader's Digest version of my life. Every time you look at a cocoon, think of me escaping and becoming reborn as a godly father and spouse, a leader, not a follower. Thank you for it.
Good job.